Hello there, you're listening to the Box Office Show. I'm Ryan Hill, and once again, no surprises anymore. Dylan Johnson is not with me, but today I will still talk about the box office numbers from last weekend and our box office predictions for this upcoming weekend. And I will be doing a much delayed recap of Sundance 2025, particularly the online screenings. To help me do this, Edward Finan, Alex Flores, and Hunter Vance are returning to the show to give their rankings of all the films they saw from this year's festival. We'll get our top five Sundance films to look out for. All right, to dive straight into the box office breakdown for April 11th to the 13th, Minecraft movie, of course, coming out on top with 78 million, an incredible hold, bringing its domestic total to 275 million already. Once Dylan comes back to the show, we'll definitely have to talk about the ramifications of this for the box office draft. It means he is very much in play because Minecraft movie will be making 900 mil, may hit a billion. We will have to see how it continues to shake out, but it did what it needed to do to keep him in play, at least for now. The King of Kings, 19.3 million in the pre-Easter holiday weekend, so that's doing very well for itself. The Amateur with 14.8 million in these post-pandemic times, again, a pretty decent opening there. Warfare, 8.3 million, and the other debut from this weekend, Drop, 7.3 million. And The Chosen, Last Supper Part 3, continuing its series on The Last Supper. I guess it's season 4 of The Chosen television series. It has made 6 million for its third part. Working Man, 3 million. Snow White with 2.8 million, crossing 80 million at the domestic marketplace. Woman in the Yard with 2 million, and rounding out the top 10, a previous part of The Chosen, Last Supper. The second part made just under $1 million. As for this upcoming weekend, a film looks to unseat the Minecraft movie. One might call it the antithesis of the Minecraft movie, a big spectacle IP video game adaptation. This one instead centers is an original film from an absolute rock star of a director, Ryan Coogler, and his frequent collaborator, Michael B. Jordan. So can this film unseat the Minecraft movie and slow it down a little bit? I'm thinking it can with 40 million domestic. That's the tracking we got so far. So I think it'll be able to hit that, and Minecraft movie is going to have a really good hold, but I don't think it'll be able to remain above 40 million for its third weekend. So Sinners should come out on top and should be a very solid opening for an entirely original film. All right, let's go ahead and head on over to my discussion with Edward, Alex, and Hunter about their Sundance 2025 experience. I am back with Alex, Hunter, and Edward. Thank you all for coming back to the show. Great seeing you all again.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Welcome back, guys. I'm happy to be back as well.
Yeah,
Sound
it's
like
been
you're
too
about
long.
to make yourself a co-host there or something. You're like,
No,
yeah,
I was
welcome
gonna
back
be
to the
the
show.
intro,
Glad to
right?
have you.
Welcome back, guys. Box office.
All right, so
Yeah.
we're gonna dive into a delayed Sundance 2025 discussion. When did Sundance happen? That was January,
Late
late
January.
January,
January.
It's
like
late
the
January into
last
February.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's been a while, but hopefully the films are still fresh in your guys' minds. So let's go ahead and talk about it. You all didn't go out to Sundance, to where it's held. Where is it? Utah?
It's
Yeah.
in
What
Salt
it
Lake,
got
and it
like
is moving
a
to
moving
Yeah.
Aurora, I
to
believe. Yeah.
yeah.
Either Denver or Aurora, but it's gonna stay in
Colorado.
Salt Lake next
Yeah.
Sundance, and then in 27, I believe it's gonna move to Aurora.
End
Um,
of an era. Crazy. Are you guys gonna
yes,
try and go out there
super.
for it for the last
I
Sundance
would
in
I would
Salt Lake?
love to, but it is
I'd like to. It
unbelievably cold
is.
there. Yeah, it is.
Oh,
It's a
the
trek.
weather's your problem.
I thought it
Weather
was
is
gonna
a
be the
big,
money
big,
there.
I
big
was
factor.
gonna say
Well,
I
the
was
yes,
gonna
the
say.
money
the
for
price
sure.
is my
No, the money
problem.
definitely. Yeah, no, well, I think we would be able to see more movies too, which would be interesting, especially in
Yeah.
a theater center. That'd be awesome. But I want to try to go to TIFF or one of those this year, New York Tribeca, one of
Mhm.
those. I think those are in August and September. But yeah, this is the second time I've done Sundance, and so I invited a couple friends. I tried to get Ryan out too, but he didn't come out. And then his movie that he wanted to
Oh
see
God.
just completely got thrown out the window. So
Hmm.
that was an interesting
That also
plot,
sucked.
built character for sure. But Twinless was not available for us to watch. Unfortunately, we had to replace it. But yeah, we got to see 10
Brooklyn.
films. It was pretty awesome. Hunter did it
Yeah.
all with me, but Gunnar
Mhm.
and Alex got out to see a couple as well. But yeah, it was interesting. Would love to go
So
out though. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, so how'd you do it this year? You got the Sundance online package. What is that? Talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, so it was last year I didn't really understand how it worked. And I missed out on some big ones. I missed out on Dee I missed out on I saw the TV Glow. I missed out on a couple other ones that were playing online. But this year I was like, I am not missing out. I'm getting in early. So I bought the tickets as soon as they released. I got the 10, there was like a 10 film package. It was a bit expensive, but I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. I want to be early. Some of these films will probably never see, a theater. So I was like, let me just see them. I wanted to start the year off nice. And now I think I'm at like 100 or odd, something like that, 100 for the year. So it really jump started my journey this year. But yeah, I bought it. I went ahead and bought, snacks, all this other stuff, drinks and stuff like that for some people. But I invited friends and stuff like that who anyone, sent them the films and been like, hey, here's this film I'm gonna play it this way. Or this day, and I made a schedule basically of three each day. I think it was three each day. Or something like something. I think it was 4 days,
Three
right?
days.
Was it Thursday,
It was,
Fridays?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Thursday,
think it
Friday,
was.
Saturday, Sunday.
So I think I did two films on two of the days, and then
2 days and 3 days.
yes, I think that was it. But and then
Hmm.
I got the short package too because I think it was relatively cheap, so you got access to all the shorts. So I think we watched a couple shorts as well. There was one that was very very good that I'll mention later, um, but yeah. So I set a schedule and kind of gauged where everyone wanted to watch and kind of built a schedule around when they were available. So yeah, it was kind of like a little mini festival programming exercise for me. So I thought it was really cool because I would love to do something like that for festivals. I think that's it's really fun to program stuff. But yeah, we ended up watching 10 films and a short. Like I said, some of the others caught some of the others. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely a trek, and 10 movies in a weekend is not something that everyone gets to do every once in a while, or gets to do often. So it was a lot of fun.
Cool. All right, so let's hear your top five. I know you were able to see much more than just five, but we're going to curate it down to your top five selections, the things that I can be on the lookout for, and all our listeners can be on the lookout for whenever they hit theaters or some kind of streaming service later on in this year. And then I do want you to have in the back of your mind, though, your least favorite as well. I think it'd be interesting just to throw that out there and
Definitely.
see what sort of the
No.
difference is so we can get the range at least.
Yes.
But let's start off with your number five film.
Yeah, unfortunately, like you said, there were some stinkers. So there was a wide variety, right? There was no perfect films that came out of it. I think me and Hunter both liked the same ones, similarly. But
Yeah.
my number one or my number, sorry, I'm starting off with
Whoa,
number
jumping the
five. My
gun.
bad. I was about to jump
Spoilers.
into number one. My
Going
Whoa.
right
bad.
to the
Whoa,
chase.
whoa,
Jeez.
my bad, my bad. Number five. Hold on. Let me count. Hunter, do you have your five? While I wait, while I count.
I can
I
give you my
do.
least
I
favorite
do have
right
my
now.
five.
Alex is ready to go.
I can give you
Yep.
my least favorite too if we want to start like just at the bottom of the barrel.
Sure, let's go with that. Let's get the
Okay,
dishonorable
okay.
mention out of the
Alex,
way.
Alex,
I
what was
think
What is it?
your
I'll
number
go
zero?
because I have less movies. It was a Bunny Lover, so that was the third one that I watched. That was my least
Hmm.
favorite. Um, I just didn't connect with.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're not hearing you.
We
We lost your voice.
did your
We
AirPods
lost it.
die?
AirPods
said I
dead.
just didn't connect, and he
Yeah.
really
He just didn't
disconnected from the
connect.
audio.
No, that's,
Yeah.
honestly, that's real.
You know, honestly, yeah,
Yes.
just that's all you need to say sometimes.
Can you hear me
Well,
now?
he's yes. There you
Yeah.
go. You're
Cool.
fixed.
Yeah, one of my AirPods died, and the microphone only works on one of them. So, yeah, struggles. But
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't connect with the character, the lead, and the story took a lot of different interesting turns that it just wasn't. I didn't vibe with it too hard. Yeah, it was Bunny Lover is about a cam girl who receives a bunny from um a
Just
client,
like
no, not a client, an audience
just
member.
one of her like
It's-
One of her
subscribers or
fans,
something.
one of her
Yeah,
subscribers.
one of her
Yeah, there
fans,
it
yeah.
is. She's a bunny, and then it's this weird relationship while she's also navigating her relationship with her father. It's a lot going on, and none of it really comes through for me in that film. So that was my
definitely.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Was that
I
anyone
think
else's
me
least favorite?
and Hunter are in
My least
agreement
favorite.
that it's my second to least favorite.
It is
which
my second least
kind of
favorite as
stinks.
well.
Yeah, there's one that was worse that me and Hunter caught. Did Gunnar catch it as well? I forget.
He did. He did.
Okay, it was a film called Ricky.
Yes.
And Ricky, I had very high hopes for it. Honestly, I don't know why, but
I mean,
I
it
feel
won
like
best direction of like the
yeah,
people or
yeah,
something.
it won best direction from the audience, so it was kind of interesting to like,
Yeah.
okay, why is
Yeah.
this? And the awards came out, I think, the second day, so I think we were watching it
Mhm.
on Thursday or something, and we had watched some of the films, and then we like saw the awards the next day, and we're like, oh, cool, that won an award. We get to see that one, right? But Ricky just never took off like ever. It was I think the cinematography was also a big part in why I didn't like
Yeah.
it. It was
it-
yeah, Hunter probably
Yeah.
has a lot more to say
It's
about it because
because it actually like it upset me.
Oh.
And my least favorite part of the movie, funny enough, was the direction. I thought it was terrible. And the story that it's trying to convey, it visually does not set it up for success at all. It is just all over the place. And it's just so many unnecessary, like it's almost mockumentary style with these zoom-ins and everything, just constant
Yeah,
shaky cams.
it's
And
odd, yeah.
it takes you out of a lot of moments. It really does. And then
I
there's
think-
just some
yeah.
story reasons as well in there. I'm not going to get into spoilers where I'm just like, this is stupid.
Yeah,
And it
for
doesn't
sure.
dive too much into the titular character in Ricky as I would have hoped for. There are some good moments, but it doesn't come together for me.
Yeah, I think there was probably like maybe 5 scenes that might be overstating it. 5 scenes that really like was like, oh, kind of made me like, oh, okay, this might be going in the right direction, right? Like, okay, that might have picked it up. And then it just completely just goes back to the same the style over substance. And that obviously is I'm not like opposed to that. And that's why I was
Mhm.
kind of giving it an open end, like, okay, maybe it's gonna build here, maybe it's gonna do this. And it just never does. And it's really unfortunate because like the actor that's in it is very good. I like him. He was in I forget what, but I recognized his face, so that's why I was like, oh, let me see it. And then obviously with the award, we were like, all right, this is a little bit of hype, right? Like we're building something, right? So maybe
Yeah.
the director has some vision. And I thought the story just was not fleshed out, like Hunter said. It was just very simplistic, and then on top of this crazy cinematography, this like shaky cam, it doesn't fit, and it stops it sometimes and then it continues. It's just very inconsistent in its messaging. My review for it was it picks the wrong situations to go style over substance in a lot of areas, and vice versa. So it's very, very all over the place. But that was our least favorite film. And then it goes Bunny Lover. Kind of have the same feelings about Bunny Lover, where it was just I think she's the director was also the main actress in it. Yeah, and she was a part of the NYU Tisch program, so the MFA program.
Oh yeah.
So I think it was one of her films, like out the gate. And then Rachel, oh gosh, Alex is gonna flame me, but Rachel Sennett. Rachel
Sennett.
Are you
Sennett,
gonna?
right?
Is it Senate or is it
It's
Seno?
Senate.
It's
Rachel
Sennett, okay, right? Okay. I think
It
Sabrina
is?
Carpenter said Sennett, so
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that.
Rachel Sennett. I think she did.
Yeah, I think she said Senate. So Rachel Sennett is also in it, and she's like a good friend of
Mhm.
her. So I was like, maybe this is a nice little connection. I think she produced it too. But we all felt the exact same way about it, where it was like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
What is
whole
the
lot of nothing.
story?
It's a
Yeah,
little
it's just
aimless.
Mhm.
yeah, aimless. But
Mm.
uh, let's dig out of this
Yeah, let's get into the
hole.
positivity.
Yeah,
Let's get
Let's
some
yeah.
yeah.
some
I
good
think I
The
think
recommendations.
ones, the
I think
ones
from
don't
now
waste
on
your
it gets
time on.
positive. I think the rest are positive
From
relatively. I know Hunter
no,
is
there's one
not a
where I would
fan of.
also.
There's one that he's
I
not gonna like,
am.
which
There's
is
one that I'm not
called
a fan of. Yeah,
Atropia.
Atropia.
Yes,
Seen that one.
and I was indifferent. I think it has a very strong first half, like very strong first half, and then just completely falls off a cliff in the
Mm.
second half.
Mhm.
Alex didn't get to catch this one, so this is just me and Hunter. But
Did not.
um, I
And Gunner.
think Gunner was also there.
Yeah, he
But
liked it.
yeah, it's definitely I like it's a film that I'm like, okay, this director is going somewhere. I think I can watch another one of their films and maybe it'll flesh it out a little more because it's such a strong concept of like um what was like the battles and like
It's
the it's like this
role
yeah,
playing
role
of
play warfare basically.
yeah,
It's crazy. Like all these actors are for this military. It's like a military campaign, and so these people are going in and like seeing this like I mean maybe call it racist or just call it like a bit odd, but it's like these desert camps of like people, and there's apparently terrorists in there and everything, and they have to go in and like you said, it's like a role playing, and it's really well done. Like it's a very well done
it
film.
feels like a movie. Yeah,
It
and
feels like
Channing
it feels
Tatum
like
is in
something
it
that
for a
Channing
little bit.
Tatum is in it, and he has a very interesting
He's
role.
hilarious in it. Yeah,
He's very hilarious. So, but because I think he not play himself? Am I wrong? Does
he
he play
does.
himself?
He plays
He plays
himself.
himself,
He plays
right?
himself
Okay.
for like 10 minutes. Yeah, and that's it.
And it's awesome, but it very much so stalls. It gets to the end of the
Yeah,
rails and just stops
yeah.
moving.
It loses
There's
focus on what made it interesting and good.
good. Yeah, it builds a very diverse world and then just stops and thinks that that's kind of it. But without getting into any spoilers or anything like that, it is.
Yeah,
I thought it was an interesting concept, and it might, like I said, I will definitely check out the director. Let me just make sure I get the name right.
Haley Gates,
But
I
it
believe.
is Haley Gates. Yes, Haley Gates.
Mhm.
Very interesting. But overall, it's definitely not the best out of the phones. But moving on to the next
I
one, we
will
have
just with Atropia though, I will say that is
oh,
one I wouldn't say don't check out because that's a movie where I can see some people definitely enjoying it.
for
Like Gunner.
sure, for
Gunner
sure.
did enjoy it. Like
The
that is
world
one
is
where
is
if it
very interesting,
interests you,
definitely,
then give it your time.
I'm a
for
bit
sure.
intrigued. I'm intrigued. I see Luca Guadagnino also produced it.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I don't know if it feels like one of his films, and I don't know if that's supposed to be like a thing. Directors produce movies that have nothing to do with them, but it it feels like a movie. Like that's the best way to
Yeah.
describe it. Like it feels very put together, and like I could definitely see myself seeing it in a theater if it got distribution and stuff like that. So that's how we feel about that.
The current letterboxed rating is 3.3. Would you go lower or higher than that for your personal rating?
Personally, I'm gonna probably go, that's probably about right. Anywhere between 3 and 3.3 is probably where I am. I think Hunter's probably a little bit lower, but
I am
maybe
a little
not too
bit
much
lower. I'm at
lower.
a 3. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
at a 3.
Um, I rated it 3 stars, but I think with the production value of the beginning and the
Mm-hmm.
world building, it definitely deserves a little bit of praise, I think, in
Gotcha.
that respect.
All right, Hunter, what's your number five?
My number 5 is a honkers film, if you want to even call it that. Reigns over Babel. That is what country was it, Edward? Do you remember?
Reigns of Babel is from, I believe it
Was it?
was
I
it
want to say
Argentina?
Argentina. It was probably Argentina. Let
Let
me.
me give me a quick fact check real quick.
Colombia.
Colombia, there you go.
Colombia. This is a trip of a movie.
Yeah.
It's so hard to describe it because it has every single genre and anything you can think of in one like 2 hour. It's Dante's Inferno, pretty much, but highly stylized and very modern. And one thing that I still can't get over with the like just location scouting is insane.
Yeah.
There's just so many sets and locations that I don't
Just
know
blow your
how
mind.
they found.
Yeah,
you're just like, this.
I mean, it was unbelievable. Like, yeah, like and it doesn't like obviously it's very a loose interpretation of Dante's Inferno. Like I think if you watched it, you might be able to like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like towards the story because I think it's Dante's Inferno is not even like it's a story, but it's not like it's like a poem. It's like kind of in that way. But it's it is so insane. And I mean, I remember looking over at Hunter a couple times in the middle of or in like the beginning of it and being like, what are we doing? Like, what is all this? This is just a lot of style, no substance. And then like there's a couple scenes just hits back to back and it's just it all clicks and you're like, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. And it's definitely if you're into the wild side of film, we talked about David Lynch a little bit ago, but it is definitely a must watch for someone that likes these weird films that are just
weird,
straight
hyper
bonkers.
stylized.
I hope it gets a release of some sort. I have no idea if it will, but it is bonkers, and it definitely needs to be seen by people that feel it. Yeah, it's just it's hard to describe.
And there's it's one that I think would resonate a lot with a lot of modern younger audience as well because it touches a lot on like LGBT and just very closeted in a sense they're people and then and everything else because it's just that's just one of like 1,000 things they talk about.
It's so hard. I mean I'm counting on the poster but there's
like a
11 or 12
characters.
there's 11 or 12 on the poster but there's probably 15 more that aren't even on the poster that are not that are essential. I think that's probably why we kind of didn't touch with it in the beginning of it because it was just so much.
It was a lot to take in.
But after an hour and a half sitting in it, it was just beautiful. I mean, like it's
you're in
art.
For the ride.
Like, and it's just every set will blow your mind. Like every time they switch to another scene, you're like, where did they build this or where did they find this? This is unbelievable. I personally have not been to Colombia, so you can't speak on like what Colombia buildings look like, but goddamn, it made me definitely want to visit and be like, let me see where all these locations are that you're finding because this is unbelievable.
Cool. And a couple of things before we can move on, I guess. Because I can talk about this movie for a while. Funny thing, I turn over to Edward and like 20-ish minutes in the movie. I'm like, okay, so this guy's definitely the main character. You don't see that guy again for literally like towards the end.
It's a trip. Like you think you're gonna follow. Yeah, we both were like, oh yeah, this guy's definitely the main character, and then nope, and then you move to another set of characters, and then I mean, like all the characters have their own set and like what they're
their own stories and
their own parallels and such, but it was a trip, and I think it's probably the first one that I would definitely watch again on our lists. Like I would definitely watch this film a couple more times if I could. If it got a theatrical release, I would go in and see it because it's absolutely bonkers. And not to mention, both of our Letterboxd reviews were liked by the director, which was pretty awesome.
Nice.
I think it's Gala de Sul or something like that.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Gala de Sul or something like that. But pretty awesome, pretty cool, and I think that connection was really cool. It helped me like, okay, this is a little
more personal.
It was personal, but also like the film that was made was just unbelievable. I was like, this is a personal film. Like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But
the last thing I'll say on it is the the biggest thing that I think holds this back though is this is an idea and story that would work best as a like mini series, like a limited series,
For sure.
because of how much there is in there.
There's so much lore and
And you
just so
can,
much.
yeah,
Sounds like a huge ensemble. So
Yeah, and like
Yes.
every actor
Massive.
is phenomenal. They're great. Like I have
Mhm.
no notes on any actors. There's one specific actor that is like secretly doing drag shows behind his parents, and that's all I'll say. But it's just like really heartfelt, and like just the emotion in it is just is off the charts, and it props to them for really getting into the nitty-gritty of these communities. It's really interesting. It's definitely a movie where it's like throw money at that person because they deserve to make movies. Like it's crazy.
well, all right. Reigns over
But
Babel. Definitely going to be on the
yes,
list. On Letterboxd
sure.
has 3.6 average. Y'all higher or lower than that? Sounds like higher.
I definitely am
Yeah,
higher. I would say
higher.
it's a straight four for me.
Yeah.
Definitely maybe a rewatch would bring that up just because of the absurdity of it. Um, but like Hunter said, it probably would work better as a mini series just because of how much it can tackle. Um, but it was an interesting film. Really recommend it for anyone
Is that on your
that
list?
Yeah.
Is that your number four, Edward? Or
So I don't really have a list
Oh.
per se,
You don't have a
but
list?
let me just.
You didn't prepare a list?
Yeah. It's very ambitious.
Um,
It's very ambitious. They do a pretty
yes,
good
it's
job.
very ambitious. I would actually say it is also my number five. Yeah, I'd say it's my number five.
What happened to your other number five? Atropia?
No, Atropia was not my five. I thought we were just going through all of them because there's
Oh, no,
two
no.
other films.
No,
No,
no.
no, no.
You don't got
No,
that.
number five. Okay, so number five. My number
Yeah.
five would be Reigns over Babel. Yes.
Okay,
Indeed.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So
Sorry
then
to
what's
miss the streak, but
Yeah.
your number four, Edward?
my number four would be a film with a pretty well-known actor, Tom Blyth, I believe his name is. It was a movie called
I think it's
Plain
Blythe.
Clothes.
I think. I could be
Blythe,
wrong.
something, yeah, something like that. The guy
He
from
was
the Hunger
in the
Games.
Hunger Games, yeah, Songbirds
Yes,
and
yes. And he does not disappoint in this one. This one, Plain Clothes is, very interesting. Honestly, let me let Hunter talk about it because he probably
That
has
one, that one's a little higher for me. That's at 3 for me.
yeah,
That one, it's another one that like this feels like a movie.
yeah, for sure.
And yeah, there's also a really crazy style in there. Where it switches to like film footage and a crazy
Right.
effect on it. It's just the performances are great. Everything
Yes.
about it is just really good. I don't want to say too much about it other than just go see it because I know that this will get picked up. This does feel like a very A24 or like Neon.
It has
movie.
that vein for sure. Yeah, it definitely has that.
Yeah.
And I know Alex wanted to see it, but he didn't get to.
Did I missed it?
Yeah.
I was really bummed because it seems like my
but-
kind of flick.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
really, really cool. It's also, tackles in the LGBTQ community.
It does. Yeah. That and anxiety.
Yeah, and just like hidden homosexuality and stuff like that, and like closet.
Mhm.
It's crazy. And like the archival footage, like you said, is just super well edited and like
Yeah.
it's really poetic and definitely a must watch from Sundance.
Mhm.
But yeah, for sure. And it gets like really horny too and like really crazy.
Yeah, there's a certain scene that it's like it
Yeah.
is
Okay. It goes out there and it like you said, it feels very A24 where it's like, oh, this is kind of there is one on this list that did get picked up by A24 kind of
yes.
I don't know if we expected it, but we'll talk about that in a little bit
Yeah.
because that it was one of our favorites
Yeah.
as well. But
that was my 4.
yeah. But
That's my second.
Oh, so you yeah.
Interesting. Then we can
yeah.
segue right into that then.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What is it?
Sorry, baby.
Sorry, baby.
Sorry,
Yeah, this
baby,
one I've
yes.
heard. I heard when it got
Yes.
acquired. So
Yes. Directed
Yes.
and stars Eva Victor. She's great in the film, and she has like the personality on screen that's just like super awkward and like pretty awesome. Like I think a lot of people will definitely connect with her like mode of thinking. It's It's got a lot about life. I think it's probably the more like the most I don't want to say like maybe close, but like it's very tight knit and
Personal.
it's character driven. Um, like I said, it's directed and stars her, and I believe she
Does
also
it
wrote it.
involve
So
a
it's
cat? Is there a
She
cat in here?
definitely.
it does
There
there's a
is
scene
there
with
is cat
the cat. Yes,
propaganda.
it has. So immediately it's already up a half star for me and Hunter because we're cat
Mhm.
lovers till we perish. So it was definitely it was the first film we watched too. So we were really
Yeah.
setting the bar really high for and I know Alex got to catch it as well. And you enjoyed it as well, right?
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't like it as much as they did. I thought it was strong. Just some parts of it felt a little uneven for me. I think the core message, the core emotional part of it is really good. There's a scene in particular with comes towards the end of the film. No spoilers. It's like one of the best scenes from the festival. That's probably my favorite scene in the movie. And when it's focused on that, I think it's really well. Some of the humor for me didn't wasn't like I didn't like particularly enjoy the humor too much. But some of the emotional parts were good, and I wasn't a huge fan of the ending. I think the landing it didn't stick the landing for me, and that kind of made me go, all
Mm.
right. But the landing didn't come bring it home for me. So I feel like it was a little too like
On the
this is
nose.
what the movie is about. This is what the
Yeah,
Yeah.
movie is about,
yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
like, all right,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got you. But
Yeah. Piggybacking off that, yeah, that was my biggest issue with it was the ending. It's
Mm.
it tells you. It
Yeah.
makes it clear.
Yeah.
But
I also
it's
found the
very
ending
yeah.
from like a plot perspective. I was just kind of like, I don't know like why we're deciding to like spend time with these characters right now when I thought a lot of the other beats of the story were way more interesting. So some of that turn is why I didn't like it as much as they did, but it's really well made and it's still really well shot. It's
Mhm.
really well edited. And the
Yeah.
performances overall are pretty good.
A lot of people will find it relatable and close
Yeah,
It is
for sure.
definitely a
for some
super
people.
personal story.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely one
It's
where I understand the A24 pickup.
Mhm.
yeah.
It's got a lot of heart. And it's got like a very unique indie like voice, right? So like obviously she was, she's front and center of this film and if the film wouldn't work if she didn't work out, So
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think it's really interesting and I really enjoyed it. I think this was my number three as well, but it's a trip. I really enjoyed it.
Gotcha. It's a 4-star average on Letterboxd, which is the highest so far. Are
Yeah.
y'all? I mean, you have to be, I guess, bare minimum 4-star for this one.
I mean that's right on the dot for me.
I'm
Not higher,
slightly
not lower.
below.
Perfect.
Three and a
Below
half for me.
three
Three
and a
and a half for
half.
me. Yeah, 3.5. It could
Gotcha.
maybe when it comes out, maybe I'll go catch it again and maybe it'll change, but 3.5 for me. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a little higher, so I think I'm at like a 4.2, 4.3. I really, but maybe a rewatch would flip that the other way, or vice versa. But it was really, really touching. I really enjoyed it.
Nice. All right. That brings us to Hunter, your number three, I believe.
Number my number three was Plainclothes.
Oh,
So
right.
like yeah,
And your
yeah,
number
yeah. It was
four
just
was Sorry
my
Baby.
number four was Sorry Baby. Yeah. So and Edwards, it was literally just flipped on there.
Oh, you guys have switched. So now we're to Edward's number two.
Yes, number two. I think we can all agree with this one. This was
And this is
Alex's number one, I
another
believe.
one. This is also my number one. This is another one
Yeah,
that
we
Oh,
might
was
want to
is it
wait.
number
Yeah.
one?
Then we'll
Okay.
save it. We'll save it.
We'll save it.
Okay.
we'll
Don't
Okay.
save
say it
it.
yet.
Yeah.
Then
My number
Hunter,
one.
your
There's
number
only
two.
two more, and my number one is Hunter's number two. So I don't
Just
know.
don't say
Yeah.
it. Just don't say it.
Well, but they got two. It's both of their number ones.
Yeah.
We'll let
Okay,
Alex say the
true.
number one as
Yeah.
well since he's had
It's
number
Yeah,
three
yeah,
for
yeah,
a
yeah.
while.
You
yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll go
Well,
to
let's talk about your number one and number two, I guess. Right?
Yeah, go to when he's saying his two, Hunter, you should say what or his one. I don't know. My
His
bad.
one, my two.
My
Yeah.
Yeah,
number
yeah.
two. Okay, let's just say my number two is a film called Omaha.
no, no.
No, no.
You did that. That
No.
was the wrong
Edward,
way.
that was the
We're
Number
cutting
wrong
it
one? No,
out.
way.
We're
I'm supposed to
cutting it
say my
out.
number one.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
We're
sorry.
saving
Okay.
that one for
One
last.
second. Okay. Okay.
Cutting
Okay.
it
Okay. Okay.
out. Cut it
Fair
out.
enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my number one is a film called Two Women. It's a French film. Bonkers. Hunter, me and Hunter caught that one.
Yes.
It was just
There's actually a funny story behind this one. This one
yeah.
was so we were gonna see this. It was Alex is gone, Gunnar has left, so it's just me and Edward. And this was when the height of the Twinless debacle was happening. So we were gonna watch Two Women, but the entire app for Sundance is crashing. It's not loading, nothing, because they're taking it off. So there's like an hour where we just couldn't watch anything. So we just watched Severance. And it's like midnight, 12:30 at this time. We're like, do we even want to watch another one? But then that'd have to be 4 the next day. So it's like, okay, let's just throw on Two Women at like close to 1 in the morning.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting viewing experience, but we both, I mean, super
Mhm.
highs, super high on it. It is it is like as funny as it is like
It
amazing.
is
It's
hilarious.
it's just super funny and like we totally did not expect to be laughing at something as like as odd as it is. Like it's it's about
It is an odd concept.
it's an odd concept with scandals and relationships and um it plays into a lot of stereotypes in other mediums, I guess I can say, but it's super interesting. I mean, at its base, it is two women, but both of them have their own relationships, but they kind of obviously don't really work out. We were totally expecting it to be something that it wasn't. We were totally expecting it to be
Yeah.
like an LGBT movie, and it did not turn out to be like that. It was
No, it
complete.
is the
It is.
straightest movie
It's
on the
super
entire
straight.
film.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
It's
I thought it was an
it's
LGBT film. I'm not gonna lie. I
no,
haven't
no,
seen
no,
it.
no. It feels
No,
like it could be,
it
but like
it is not.
it's not. No, there's some really funny scenes in it. My memory is kind of backlogged, but it was. I just remember how funny it was. That's kind of what I
Mhm.
was taking from it. Where it was just like
Very well
uh
done too. Another one that does feel like a movie, and there's some
really good.
really great visual
Yeah,
shots in here as well.
I was gonna say the editing in it is like hilarious.
Mhm.
Like it'll you have like a very intimate scene, and then you cut to like this like just flock of seagulls or flock of birds, and you're like,
Yeah,
wow, okay, that was interesting. But yeah, it
yeah.
was
It's
hilarious.
once you finish watching it, because this is one that you should definitely check out. You'll the calling of a bird will be different for you for probably the rest of your life.
Definitely, yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Mhm.
Definitely gonna have to put that one on the list. It's
Mhm.
a 3.5 average. So you guys must be way above that. Or at least you,
Yeah,
Edward,
Yeah.
since it's your
definitely.
number
It is
one.
my number one. It has been my number one for 2025 for a while, and then I,
Until
just
Sinners.
until last weekend or until this week, I saw Behemoth. But yeah, Two Women is probably around like a 4.3 for me. It is
Mhm.
great. Um, I definitely recommend seeing it if it can get to international theaters. That would be a treat for all of us for sure.
Yes,
It's
it is a
awesome.
French Canadian film.
Yes, yes.
Gotcha. All right. And now for Hunter's number one and Alex's number one, a film that we have no idea what it's gonna be.
Number
Completely
one.
unspoiled.
You have no idea.
Uh,
No
No
clue.
idea.
Can't
could
predict
it
it
be
at all.
Twinless?
So, Alex, go ahead and let us know what is the number one film from Sundance.
Yeah, my favorite film from Sundance was Omaha. So this was one that I circled on the list. I was like, I need to watch this. So I made sure I was there for it. So I made sure I saw it. The other two were just kind of like, oh, catch this one. This one I really wanted to see. And it did not disappoint. It was truly like one of the more slower, reflective pieces. I guess a lot of indie films are very small scale, but this one, it's not really small scale. It's just really quiet, and it really like you really feel the silence in it. And I can't really give away too much about what the story is about, but all I'll say, it's a period piece and it's a family drama. So that's all I'll
Hmm.
say. And I didn't even know it was a period piece until we turned on. I was like, wait, are we doing this right now? Is this what we're
And
doing?
it's 83 minutes. I mean,
It
like
is
I
Yeah.
very
did see
short.
that. I
And
pulled
it
it up.
packs
I
a
said
Short.
punch. It packs a
83.
punch in those 83
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah,
yes.
you feel all kinds of emotions in those 83 minutes, and
Yeah.
arguably, honestly, I'm gonna say the best child acting I've ever seen in any film.
Wow.
I
Okay.
don't
That's
even know if
bold.
Yes.
they're acting. I'm bold, dude. The
It's
little
bold.
boy, he is not acting. Come on, the scenes in the back,
No, yeah.
it's
They are really
insane.
good child actors.
Yeah,
Got to see Paper
and the
Moon, but
main the
yes.
main guy in there is the husband from Past Lives.
Mm,
John
yeah.
Magaro or Magaro or
John
something
Yeah,
like that.
Magaro. Yeah.
Yes.
Magaro, however you say
His
it. Yeah,
performance is
he does
insane.
an incredible job in it. Yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Hmm.
Did this one get picked up?
It's one definitely.
Hasn't.
Not,
I have no
it
idea,
should. It
It
should, but
should,
it
but it
and
I
it
don't
hasn't
believe it
yet.
has yet.
will.
It does
It's
look
one
like a
that I think
movie.
will.
Yeah.
It's really well
Yeah.
shot. I was watching it, and as a film student, I was like, man, what is the budget on this, and how'd you get these permits, man? Because they're shooting in some places where I was like, how are you shooting there?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's really good.
Yeah.
Do you wanna share about the blue Sour Patch find,
So,
Alex?
okay. Yeah, I did. I noticed this. So the movie is set in what, 2008
I
or
think
something?
eight. I think
Eight or
Yeah,
2008.
yeah,
seven?
Yeah.
yeah. I think there's a McCain sign somewhere or something like
Yeah,
that,
so
right?
8 or 7,
Um,
and the kid goes to the gas station. Him and his dad and the sister get Sour Patch candy, and in the Sour Patch is a blue Sour Patch. The blue Sour Patch was not included. It was not introduced into Sour Patch until like 2015 or
I
16 or
think
something like that.
dude, you had the
Some
Sour Patch lore? That's
I
crazy.
dude,
just
he
knew.
literally yes.
I
He's
just
like,
knew.
guys, this
I
is
was
not
like,
accurate.
uh-oh,
The blue Sour Patch
inaccurate.
did not come out at
Yeah.
this time.
To be
Wow,
fair, there's
production
like,
designer got called out on that one.
yeah, not on my set, dude. Take them out. No,
No blue
I'm just
Sour
kidding.
Patch
Open
in
the
my
package,
period
take out the
piece.
blue ones, seal it back
Yeah.
Or
up.
reseal
Now
it.
we're
Yeah.
ready.
There we go. Now, nah, it was just a fun little catch. There's like cars. If you really get nitpicky, you can tear it apart. But they do a
Yeah,
good job
but
making
it's
you
an
feel
indie
like you're
film.
in
I
07.
see, I see.
Yeah, super indie.
Yeah,
Super indie, but
2008? That was crazy. Well, when you said period piece, I was like not
yeah.
expecting 2008 to go
I know,
to
but
be the
like
period
I
piece.
know. That's why I
I guess
told
No,
you.
that's
it's
true.
yeah.
almost
It's an
20. It's
odd
almost 20
period.
years ago, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
20
insane.
years.
The
Yep.
Great Recession. Here we
Hmm.
go. That'd be
The
fun.
Yeah.
okay recession.
How about that? It was a tough one. You guys
Yeah.
were probably a little bit because you're slightly younger than me.
Hmm.
So were you guys like conscious of the Great Recession happening or not? I was like just old enough to where I was like, there was a before and after.
Yeah.
Like I could
Yeah.
feel like, okay, we're downsizing. Christmas got a lot
Yeah.
smaller for many years. Like it was kind of crazy
Yeah. Yeah. We
feeling.
moved during
Uh,
that period. So
yeah.
that was kind of my remembrance of it, was like my dad getting a job here and being like, oh, yeah, like,
Yeah.
tight.
Both my parents lost their jobs in that. They had to switch
Yeah.
jobs. So
Yeah,
crazy.
things were tight for us then. I didn't know that's what was going on, but other AirPods gone. Am I still with you guys?
We can hear
Yeah,
Yep.
you. Can you hear
Okay, I can't
us?
hear you
I think
guys.
your
I don't,
audio is
I'm gonna grab
just
my
is
wired
your
headphones.
your MacBook mic.
yeah, I
I
was
don't
gonna say,
remember
'cause
much, but like, because I
Look at
was
this.
4,
Look at
so
this
I'm just
guy.
out here just
Yeah.
eating like Go-Gurts or something, just watching SpongeBob. Like, oh my God, that's so funny.
Mhm.
While my
Popsicles.
mom and dad are like having like
Yeah, the
like,
worst
oh, financial
stress of all
crisis, and I'm
time.
just like,
Hold up.
yeah, can I just like, yo, can I get a Go-Gurt?
Oh,
So
yeah.
Crazy. But yeah.
All
All
right,
right.
back.
So Omaha will definitely be one to look out
yes,
for then. Got that on the
this is really
list.
weird, but it feels like a movie that will definitely be on Hulu. I
Omaha.
don't know why, but it screams
I
like
thought I
this is
can't
going to be on
I
Hulu.
agree.
I don't know if I made it up or I thought Netflix had picked it up or something. But it does feel like I feel like Netflix or Hulu, like one of the streamers is just gonna go
It
straight
is
to
a
those.
streaming. I don't think it's gonna get theatrical,
Mm.
just vibe wise. But I think it does feel like a movie.
It has a 3.7 average. So y'all are higher up on that. Just Edward, you're
Yes.
number 2, Alex and Hunter both your number 1. So
I think right now it's number 1 for the year, if I'm not mistaken. Just I haven't seen a
Wow.
lot this year.
Wait,
Yeah,
Hunter, for you, is
it's
it still number one for the year?
Yes.
Just until Mission
We
Impossible comes
will.
out.
Just until Mission.
Yeah, until
Yes, just
Sinners.
until Mission Impossibles,
Or
and
Mid.
literally
Ooh.
give me 24 hours from tomorrow. But
Looney Tunes was in the competition was fierce with the new Looney Tunes, but
it
I'll give the
was,
edge to Omaha.
it's back and forth.
That's cool.
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely higher than what did you say? 3.7. Yeah, I would go like 4.2. Um just for the length alone, like the length to like impact ratio,
There's a
because
big impact.
I definitely like to look at that, and like if a film is 3.5 hours long and has one little impact, it's like can't really, but within 83 minutes, like you've got to push it home pretty quickly, and it does not disappoint at all. Like it definitely hits home.
There's a lot of big emotional moments in that film several times where you feel the like the scope of the story.
Oh.
Just wait it.
we lost our host.
Dude, my AirPod died and I was trying to find the case for it. Like, and that's I don't know if you saw me like looking around. I couldn't find it.
Yeah. Oh shit.
That's what you did.
Goated. Goated. I don't know where. I mean, I can find it now, I guess.
What, your AirPod?
And my audio issue got came up. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, all right. So let's if you have I just want to hear the rundown of each of your lists 5 through 1
Mhm.
so we can
Mhm.
have them more fresh in our minds. So Hunter, you're 5 through 1.
Yes, my 5 through 1. So 5 is going to be Reigns Over Babel. 4 will be Sorry Baby, which that one picks up at 824. 3 is Plain Clothes. 2 is Two Women. And 1 is Omaha.
Awesome. Alex, you're three
Top
through
three.
one. Although I guess your third isn't even one that you like. So maybe.
Yeah, it's okay. It's Bunny Lover, Sorry Baby, Omaha.
Gotcha. And then Edward.
Yeah, my number 5 was Reigns Over Babel. My number 4 was Plain Clothes. My number 3 was Sorry Baby. My number 2 was Omaha, and finally number 1 was Two Women.
Okay. So there we go. The big ones to take away, I guess. They popped up on multiple lists. Definitely Omaha, definitely Two Women, Sorry Baby, and Plain Clothes. So those will be the ones especially to be on the lookout for. I will definitely keep them on my radar for when they come out later in the year, and we'll see. Who knows? Maybe some of them might pop up on an Oscars conversation. Do y'all think that might happen? Because Dee last year
Probably,
was sort of in the
probably not.
conversation.
Yeah,
I don't
there was
I don't think any of them would.
yeah,
I don't think Omaha will.
No,
yeah, and
not
I
Omaha.
there were other Sundance films that got picked up. I know there was one called Together with Dave Franco. It was a horror movie. I saw it on the Regal app. Was it's like in August or September that it's coming out.
Yeah.
So there are some other Sundance films that we didn't get to. It played in theaters a couple weeks ago. It was called Opus as well with AO
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
John Malkovich. So unfortunately, I don't know. I mean, obviously they have to do it to get incentive to go, but obviously our 10 films that we watched weren't. There were some ones that we missed because they were only available in person.
Especially Twinless. So we'll have
Winless
to
became one of
whenever
that, but
that
that was the
finally
fault of
comes out.
Twitter, unfortunately. But
Yeah,
that one will probably get picked up and probably will play as
I
well.
think
But
that is already picked up, if I'm not mistaken.
is it?
probably
Okay.
is. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, it's still on O'Brien, right? Who is it?
Yeah. Don't know,
Yeah, the
Brian.
actor.
Dylan
Yeah.
O'Brien, right? Yeah. So
Lionsgate picked it up
Lionsgate, nice.
Oh,
There you go.
Lionsgate. Interesting.
That's cool.
just recently, actually. Variety wrote about it.
Nice.
I feel like
Get that.
Jamie from Joe Rogan.
Jamie, can you pull up that
Look
clip?
that up. Pull that up.
You pull that up on a car.
Well, all right. So that's our Sundance 2025 rundown. So thank you all for coming on and giving us the report, all
Yes,
the
of course.
films to be on the lookout for. you
It was
know,
quite fun.
reporters.
having
It
a
was.
But yeah, thank you again for coming on. Already two
Yes.
appearances on the podcast.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hoping to
More to
come
come,
on
more to
more.
come.
Yeah, definitely
Yes.
more.
Well, that's all the time we have. If you would like to give your thoughts on the show, you can email us at theboxofficeshowpod@gmail.com. Our main title theme for the show is Sundown by Joseph McDade. And if you like the show, please give us 5 stars on whatever podcast app you're listening to. And be sure to tune in next week. Have a great rest of your day.